All right. Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Strategy, Tech, and Food Show. This is the restaurant-focused technology show where we talk to leading industry stakeholders and restaurant operators themselves. This show is brought to you by the St. Paul Restaurant Resiliency Program. I'm your host, Jonathan Banks, and in just a few moments, we'll welcome Chelsea Fay from Visit St. Paul to discuss how their organization is fueling a vibrant restaurant scene in the city of St. Paul. But first, let's talk a little bit about some program news from the St. Paul Restaurant Resiliency Program. That's where we've helped over 50 restaurant owners take on digital marketing, ordering, and delivery challenges to really meet the needs and the challenges of the last couple of years. We've helped over 50 restaurant owners in the program, and currently we've got some great stories coming out of a few restaurants that we'd like to share with you. So first of all, go over to 5starcafemn.com. Our friends, John and Dawit Gerbru, are serving up the best in East African cuisine at their West 7th location in St. Paul. They also have a new website that you can order online from for either carryout or pickup. So that's really cool, really great food. I had their coffee the other day. It was delicious while I was there. Also, our friends at Hamburguesas El Gordo are making some serious digital marketing inroads. If you check out their Instagram presence, and all their web pages, you'll see that they're just doing some fantastic work over there. And stay tuned. They have a new logo in the works, and you can order online from them as well. Go check it out at gordoburgers.com. Again, that's gordoburgers.com. And I just want to point one more out here. Caribou Grocery and Deli has their catering services making a strong comeback. Soon you'll be able to see their catering services on the website, so you can facilitate your upcoming events, any types of lunches, dinners, things that you want to do. Check them out for catering at caribou-grocery-deli.business.site. Also, some great news for the restaurant industry here in the Twin Cities. There's some hot lists that are floating around right now. If you go to twincities.eater.com, you'll be able to see a great list of 38 restaurants to visit this summer in the Minneapolis and St. Paul area. There's plenty of restaurants from St. Paul there to check out, many places to stop. So make sure you go and look up that list, 38 restaurants to visit in the Twin Cities this summer from eater.com. Okay. Well, enough with the news. Let's get into talking with our special guest, Chelsea Fay. Welcome, Chelsea.
Hey, John. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So Chelsea, you're the Partnership Engagement Manager at Visit St. Paul. You've been there for 4 years, and you work with businesses to help them connect with community and connect with the resources and opportunities throughout the city. And you're also serving as one of 2 members on that marketing team who's connected with the facets of communications, public relations, and campaigns. So you've got a lot that you're working on there. What problems do you help people solve?
I think generally, the overarching problem that we're trying to solve is bringing more customers to St. Paul businesses. So kind of the goal of the organization is to promote the city through marketing efforts to bring new people in, and also most recently because of COVID, promote to locals, like explore your own community, explore a new neighborhood, explore a new restaurant, and just getting people to come here and to spend their money in the effort of economic recovery. So I think, a little more broadly, we do that through bringing groups and conventions, leisure travel, and then we also, in doing so through our marketing efforts, we produce a lot of blogs, a lot of content on our website, a really robust restaurant guide, and we produce the visitor guide and city maps.
And when you're working with the local restaurants, particularly, we want to talk about the restaurants here. So what problem do they usually bring to you?
Just generally, it's wanting to get the word out about the goods and the services that they offer. So if you don't mind here, do you want me to can I show the restaurant guide?
You certainly can. We'd love to see it.
Awesome. Share my screen here for a moment.
And I know this restaurant's guide is a guide that we've definitely pointed people to ourselves. So I'd love to have you share that with us here today.
Absolutely. Can you see it? Awesome. So yeah, this is our restaurant guide. We have over 200 restaurants on here right now, which we know is not, we know that there's some that are missing, and we're constantly working to update this and keep it as correct as possible. So basically, if you scroll down here, you can either search a restaurant, you can search by cuisine styles. We have a ton of different cuisine styles listed here, or you can search by location, and this is broken down by neighborhood. And so this is a direct link to the restaurant's website. It shows whether they offer dine-in, whether they have outdoor dining, delivery, or takeout. If you want to order takeout, there's the option here. Some of these go to the Grubhub websites, or some of them go directly to their website, whatever type of delivery option they offer. Some just go to the menu if they don't offer delivery. If you're on mobile, you can directly call them from here, and then a link to their social media, because we know that a lot of restaurants are posting the most up-to-date information is actually going on social media. And then you can also, kind of a handy thing here is if you're looking specifically for a patio versus scrolling through all of these, you can double click this and it brings all of your outdoor dining options to the top. Or if you're looking for delivery, you can sort that way as well. Look for any place that's offering delivery. So this has been a huge resource to our restaurants. And I think, you know, an overarching goal is promoting all of the restaurants in the city. And so this was kind of a great place to put all of those, you know, those people that are reaching out that want to get better connected to the community and bring in new customers. This was a really great resource for them.
I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing and so user friendly, especially the patio.
Yeah.
Sort functionality that's so important for Minnesota in the summertime, springtime, fall time, and even during the pandemic winter time too, right?
Yeah.
We were trying to get out any way we could, and if you're outdoor dining in the middle of winter during COVID, hey, that was definitely an option. Well, that's great. Well, this is a really great way of helping solve some of those problems that restaurant owners face. Well, I wonder, what are some other ways that Visit St. Paul helps restaurant owners solve their problems?
Yeah, so I'm going to show you another page here. We recently partnered with Ramsey County or sorry, not Ramsey County. This is a different project that I'll talk about here in a minute. But the City of St. Paul and Planning and Economic Development recently allocated some funds towards promoting restaurants and promoting outdoor dining. I'm going to share this again, even though I just had it up. So we formed a campaign called Dine St Paul, in which it was a 3-month campaign that just ended at the end of June, but we've applied for an extension to that. So we're still waiting to hear from that. But basically it was a program where we asked, citizens and people in the surrounding area to commit or pledge to support St. Paul restaurants. So basically when they did that, they filled out this little form and they got entered to win a St. Paul gift card. So every day through the months of May, trying to think, April, June, and July, every single day we drew a winner from a list of over 900 people that signed up to join this mailing list to Dine St. Paul. And so we selected a different restaurant each day. So there was, I think the grand total was over $3,000 that went to St. Paul restaurants. We also had digital ads that were running on different websites and things that were bringing people to this page. You can see the first thing here is the restaurant guide. So driving people to this restaurant guide. We had a video produced by poet and performer Tish Jones, kind of talking about the importance of the restaurant industry and to our community and our culture. We created a page here, 5 ways to support restaurants, and then promoted Ready Together, which is St. Paul's commitment to cleanliness and safety. So all the restaurants that signed the Ready Together pledge are listed on this page. So we also had digital billboards that were up around the city that was supported by Clear Channel and pretty robust social media campaign as well, promoting St. Paul restaurants. One other thing I was going to say, we have lots of blog content that we put out during Dine St. Paul and are continuing to do even after the campaigns run. But this was just one of the blogs that was produced recently, 10 diverse dining gems in St. Paul.
Another one. I love it.
Yeah, that promotes a lot of restaurants here. So this content, we're trying to pump out as much as we can. So we're shooting for at least one new blog per week talking about restaurants, but we're doing more if we're able. So yeah, lots of content like that we're putting out right now around the Dine St. Paul campaign.
I wonder if any of those 10, do you have a favorite out of those 10, Chelsea?
Afro Deli is always good.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Taste of Rondo yet, but I heard it's awesome. Chang Hang.
Oof.
Chang Hang up on University. It's delicious.
I love it. Got to shout these places out all the time. So many restaurants to try in St. Paul for sure. So you had the Dine St. Paul campaign. Are there any other solutions that you're working on for restaurants in town?
Yeah, so something we're working on right now, and this is in development still, but I'll give everyone on this call just a little sneak peek. We're working in partnership with Ramsey County and Visit Roseville on a job board we're calling Future Finder. So restaurant, retail, and hospitality employment. We know that the lack of or the workforce shortage right now is affecting the hospitality industry very hard. It's they have a major need to fill a lot of roles within their businesses. And so what we're doing right now currently is asking hospitality businesses, let me move this down, to post jobs on the Ramsey County job board. So you can post a job opening here on Ramsey County. If you select hospitality as the industry name, what's going to happen is it's going to go on this webpage here, Hospitality Future Finder, which we're going to be promoting very heavily through August, starting in August and September, and then kind of continuing throughout the rest of the year. But offering, showing how jobs within the hospitality industry are real career opportunities. You know, you can really find a career there. There's advancement. The pay's great. There's benefits. You know, there's so many opportunities within the hospitality industry. So really promoting that you can find a career there. We're going to have a webpage. This is just the very beginning of the webpage, but we're going to have little directories down here. Find a job. Post a job, and then we're going to have that ways to support restaurants thing on here as well. So we're going to be promoting that to employment seekers and really hoping to help restaurants out in finding new members to their teams.
So this is quite phenomenal because for an individual restaurant to be able to put all this together themselves sounds like, one, we don't have enough time to do that, and two, it's pretty complex to put all these materials together, connect with the county, connect with the city, connect, et cetera, and make an effective recruitment program like this.
Right.
What made you realize that this was such an important problem to solve?
I think, we've hosted a lot of calls and a lot of meetings with our restaurant and hospitality worker members, but businesses that we work with. And it felt like every conversation, no matter what it was around, came down to the fact that they didn't have enough staff. It didn't matter whether it was having to do with like capacity restrictions or mask restrictions or whatever that may be. And especially now that we're open, I was just at a restaurant yesterday that we were sitting in, and there was a huge chunk of the tables had this like paper over it. And I asked what that was about. And they were like, we can't be at full capacity yet, even though we can, legally we can be at full capacity, but we can't because we don't have enough people here. There's not enough people in the kitchen. There's not enough people up front. Just every conversation felt like that's what it was around. And so really our organization's job is to support the businesses that we work with in the city however we can, and kind of pivoting to what their needs are. And this was just the need right now, even though it feels like it's a little bit out of our wheelhouse. It's not, this isn't technically promoting tourism, right? But we need our businesses here, and we need them at full capacity in order to welcome visitors back to the city. And so this was kind of an integral piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that this is something that we've talked about, over the course of the last year or so that we've been working together too.
Right.
There's a whole kind of like restaurant industry that has a variety of needs that were really shook up by the pandemic. And so organizations like yours have really started doing things that are beyond maybe what they started doing 20 or 30 years ago, but are important to make sure that that industry is vibrant and vibrant and has the options that's going to draw the type of visitors and folks who live in the city too, to know what establishments are available for them to visit. I think all of these make a lot of sense, especially for us right here and now. I wonder what people are feeling once they've been assisted by Visit St. Paul. Have you heard any feedback from any of the restaurant operators that you've worked with over some of these campaigns?
I didn't have a lot of these comments. I feel like we just get, oh, it's over a phone call, like they'll call and just be like, what, like, I feel like I'm missing out on something. What might that be? But I think in general, the overall sentiment has just been very grateful, and in any ways that we can connect them, or even if it's just like a quick little update on the restaurant guide, or if it's, they're calling about a correct, something that was posted on a blog, maybe isn't quite accurate. And so they want it to be correct. But overall, the sentiment has been so positive, in that they appreciate the support, for not just themselves, but their neighbors and the community, and the work that we're doing on behalf of the city. So it's been overall very, very positive and grateful.
Did you hear anything back about the gift card drawings that you had going on? That seems like would have been very exciting to,
Yeah.
sign up.
Yeah, there was
gift card.
Yeah, for sure. It was ranging. There were some people, it'd be like, confirm receipt of this email and we'll send you a gift card. And some people just be like, confirmed. But there was a lot of people that were really so excited to be supporting St. Paul restaurants, and to I guess I didn't mention that around the campaign. We were sending weekly, and still are sending weekly emails with restaurant related content to over 900 people that specifically signed up to receive that. So there's all of these blogs, and the restaurant guide are being heavily promoted to these individuals as well who signed up for that. But we did get a very nice note, put a huge smile on my face that day, from an individual who won one of the gift cards. He said, I have to say, we really enjoy the Dine St Paul content. It's been great, and for us, very timely. We're back in the swing and ramping up our dining out after having both COVID shots, and looking forward to trying some of our old haunts and certainly some new spots we'll be hitting. Very nice job on Dine St. Paul. Who needs to go across the river for great dining options? Not us. Love, love, love the restaurant guide. I have a shortcut to it. I use weekly, I think. So it's great to hear that they don't need to go across the river, and that they have a shortcut to the restaurant guide. And I mean, I update this restaurant guide all the time. I look at it constantly, and even I will use it, at least if I'm looking for patios or something, or if I'm trying to make suggestions to friends or family or what have you. I use their as well. So it is super handy. So, but it's great to hear that people are like, people are visiting it, on Google Analytics tells us that, but it was great to hear from, a real person that they found it so useful.
I mean, you think about when's the last time you wrote an email like that? You were probably very,
Yeah.
had an outstanding experience, and you were super delighted. So that the program is hitting home if you're getting those emails back to you. And I'll just have to say, sitting here at Gray Duck Collective in Minneapolis, I'll just say that I don't know what exactly is across the St. Croix River that they're talking about, but we'll just leave it at that. Well, great. So how can you be reached so you can help others, so you can connect with other restaurant operators or folks in the community? What's the best way to plug in with Chelsea and Visit St. Paul?
Yeah, so I'll drop my personal contact information in the chat. But in the meantime, I would just suggest, we are constantly searching for user-generated content and suggestions for our social media and blogs and things like that. So always be sure to use the hashtag my St. Paul, and that's Saint spelled out SAINT, my St. Paul, on social media so that we see your images, so that we can hopefully use them. And then Dine St. Paul, also spelled out. So I'll drop my contact information and then our hashtags on the chat. And then you can always just tag Visit St. Paul as well on social media. We are active users, and so we love to hear from you and see what you're posting and see what you're cooking and what you're eating. So yeah, that's the best way to, if you want to contact me, or if you just want to engage with Visit St. Paul.
That's awesome. And I see an email address here, cfey@visitstpaul.com.
Yes. Thank you. And then if you need to reach me on my cell, it's 701-220-7788.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Well, it's just been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thanks so much for being here. But before all that happened, thanks for all this great work you're doing for restaurants in St. Paul.
Thanks for having me here and for working together through this time. It's been great. Good experience.
Definitely has been. Well, thanks so much, Chelsea. We're going to go ahead and start kind of getting to the end part of our program here. So thanks everybody for joining. Chelsea, you guys are obviously doing just some fantastic work over there at Visit St. Paul. If you haven't gotten connected with the St. Paul Restaurant Resiliency Program, please do that by going to ncxt.co. We will be back next week at the same time. We're going to have Tyler Tran on from Clover. He's going to talk about the point of sale system that many restaurants are adopting today to not only handle their restaurant orders, but take restaurant orders online, manage delivery, and much, much more. So please join us again at 10:30 Central next week for strategy, tech, and food. Thanks, everybody.